Everything you know about Star Wars is wrong. And this episode, Jedi do not kidnap children. Obviously, this is as simple as that statement, but we can go on forever about this topic. Choco, why does everybody think that the Jedi kidnap children?
Because Pat said it in a video once. That has to be it. But like, where does it happen? Now, I've seen people, they start with that statement, and then once you ask them where has it happened, they get all wishy-washy. That's when they pick up the goalpost, put it in a wagon, and roll it down the street. They're like, well, okay, maybe they don't kidnap them, but they shouldn't be allowed to deal with kids. And it ends up being about different things. But like throughout Star Wars, we do see kids being kidnapped by the Sith, by the Empire,
Cad Bane,
by the First Order.
Yeah, definitely by Cad Bane, yeah.
But never by the Jedi.
Yeah, there's absolutely zero stories in canon or legends of the Jedi kidnapping children. The closest you can get is one story from a one-shot in Legends where after a natural disaster, the Jedi had taken in a child. And the parents actually survived and had come back to claim the child. And the Jedi had taken them to court to prove that they were the actual parents. But that's due diligence. That's not them being like, no, you can't have your child back. Like, this is our child now.
So the other thing is they were accused of being kidnappers by the Goyans.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, and that's a line in the Clone Wars. But when they were accused of that, the Jedi were like, oh, never mind. We won't induct anyone from this society into the Jedi Order anymore. So you're like, obviously you're not getting kidnapped because permission is not really needed if you're a kidnapper,
Mm-hmm.
And even recently in the book, The Living Force, we actually got some more confirmation that the Jedi absolutely do not kidnap thing. And so not only do the Jedi not kidnap any kids, but they also make sure that inducting the kid into the Jedi Order is not going to put undue stress on the families that it was going through, and they also make preparations for those families in that event. And if the Jedi does not do that, they get in big trouble, and they are just not allowed to to do that part of the process ever again.
Like at best, you can say that they put the onus on the family to like say no. At best, you can say that, but for the most part, it's always like it's consented to. Like, yeah, you can take, and maybe they don't want to do it, but they realize the greater good of it all, and so they do. But that's like the worst thing that you can say. It's hard to see your child go. That's the worst thing you can say.
Now, it's identical to Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, where these people will have powers. People are afraid of them. People don't know how to raise them. Their society views them as outcasts, or they could be a danger to themselves or others, but it's never forcibly done. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Yep. The tougher one would be like the Chiss, when they take a young Skywalker, basically. And the family, like, you have to forget everything. That's way harder for a pill to swallow than what the Jedi do.
It's easier for them to swallow because they don't remember, but
sure. But like, in the moment, right? Like,
I got you.
Yeah. I mean, I received a comment on a video that I was doing on Jedi kidnapping children, and one of them said, "Well, Obi-Wan said he was taken when he was a child," and I had like semantics. Like, you can be picked up by your uncle and taken to school. Like, he was not literally taken.
I took my wife out to dinner last night. Like,
took her?
She was aware. She was taken. Call Liam Neeson. Qui-Gon. I don't know. It's a dumb argument.
Yeah. Now
there is another argument I've seen of, well, the kid can't consent to
Mm.
being taken.
That's a different conversation.
That's a whole different
entirely.
conversation, because
Yes.
it would be, the onus would be on the guardian of the
Mhm.
child to decide what's best for the child.
Mhm. And
Otherwise, any orphanage in the States is just like a kidnapping farm. What are you supposed to do?
also you're allowed to leave the Jedi Order no matter what.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
but we also have in universe live action context to this. Anakin was 9 years old. He had agency, and his mother asked him, "Is this something you want to do?" And Anakin said, "I want to do this." We have that context in which someone is old enough to make that decision. The parent is giving their permission, but also asking the child, "Is this something you want to do?" And the child says, "I want to do this." And then they, I hate to say this, take Anakin to the Jedi Temple. And even Anakin's mother is like, "You let go. Don't look back." So yes, we can have a conversation as to whether or not they should be taken at that young age. They should forego agency of the child and their choice. Should it all be on the parent? That's a different conversation. But at the end of the day, the Jedi do not kidnap children.